Here we are, opening morning of deer season. You've been waiting all year for this. Perfect trail, lots of tracks on it. You look up, here comes a big old monster buck, walks right under your tree, 15 yards, looking the other way. All of a sudden, your bow squeaks. Or better yet, your string breaks. Your peep's not lined. Or even worse, you look down, your arrow's bent. What a bummer. You just can't believe how important your equipment is. Your equipment's the most important thing out there. You have to take care of it. If you're going to go out and do some preseason scouting, then you need to do some preseason work on your bow. How's that sound? You need to, a couple months or even longer, earlier than that, get in there to your local pro shop, go in there, take your bow in there, have it all checked out. Have things checked so this will never happen to you. And while you're in there, you can upgrade your equipment. They have indoor shooting lanes. You can try some broadheads or field points. A lot of little things that will make you a much, much, much better bow hunter. It sure helped me because I never get up in a tree without my equipment being perfect, because maybe once in a lifetime, the buck of your dreams comes in, and by gosh, my equipment's going to be right. So in fact, why don't we get to this? Why don't we go out and shoot a couple arrows, and I'll show you how this thing works. You notice that? No noise, bow's really quiet. Watch this. There he is. World record buck, 15 yards, looking the other way. My turn. My shot. Shot of my dreams. Here it goes. You know, shooting these targets is really a lot of fun. But the problem you run into is when you make a bad shot on one of these targets, you can go pull your arrows out. But when it's a real thing, you don't get the second shot. So it's very, very important to practice. You notice on this target right here, the way the circles and stuff are, that's great for target shooting, but that's not where the vitals are really at. What I want to talk to you about today is shot placement. And there's basically three shot placements. There's quartering away, there's quartering towards you, and there's broadside. We're talking about shooting in a tree stand or shooting on the ground. So I want to talk a little bit about here now. Assuming this buck, we're up in a tree, this buck is quartering away, looking the other way. That's what you want. This is perfect looking the other way. Now remember, you're up in a tree, so you're going to be angling down. And also, you want to take him a little lower. Arrow's going to be angling. Let's say we're shooting out of this tree up here, arrow angling down, let's say assuming like this. Now you think, geez, that's kind of high, kind of far back. We're behind the ribs, but remember, we're angling down through the vitals, the heart, the lungs, set down low in the pocket. The arrow's going to be going through at this position right here. Odds are you're going to go plumb through and out the front. Okay? Assuming we're on the ground. Now, remember, I like to take my animals and divide them in thirds. I want to shoot the lower third. That's where all the vitals set. Very important to keep that arrow low in the boiler room, as I call it. So, again, we're on the ground. This buck's looking the other way. He just walked by and he stopped. He's kind of looking. You want to angle him back, keeping it low. Keeping it like this, low, like this. So you're going to angle right on through again. You're going to come right, but low in the pocket. Very, very important. You've got to pick a spot, a tuft of hair, a muscle or something moving. And the most of all, you got to be calm. Wait for that perfect shot. So many times we say, oh my God, there's a buck, and we just shoot. You can't do that. This is buck of your dreams. Remember, it's my story. I can say it the way I want. Okay, now we're going to shoot this buck walking towards us, which I don't really like that shot. It's kind of tough. I'll take it at the last resort, but you've got to really have your bow shooting well, and you've got to really be sighted in and really have a good spot. Because you've got these front shoulders in there and stuff, and it's really tough. You've got to get him right in the middle. But you would take this buck around in here. If we're in a stand, again, you'd be kind of angling. So you kind of a little high, but angle down, in which the arrow actually would angle, assuming up here, coming down, it would angle down through here, but going low in the pocket. I'm showing it up high, but it's actually low in the boiler room coming through. Again, that's a real tough shot, so I'd really think about that one. The next one, of course, is broadside. Broadside, again, if we're in a tree and he's broadside to you, you got to kind of keep it down. I know you're going to angle down through, but remember, your arrow coming in here looks a little high, but you got to remember it's going to come down. Arrows are going to be angled like this, depending if you're 12 to 15 feet up in a tree. sometimes higher. On the ground, you're a little better off, but we gotta shoot him low, that bottom third.
You have to keep it way
You have to just practice, but more than that, pick a spot. Look at something, a tuft of hair again, a muscle movement. I know I keep saying this, but I'm telling you, you just can't shoot the animal. You have to find that boiler room. It don't even hurt to look a little, look at pictures. Find out where, on anatomy of a deer, where the vitals are at, especially on the angles. You know, you say about being calm and cool and things, everybody gets nervous. There's not a person alive that don't have a big old buck walk in and don't get nervous. But over the years, I've shot targets and stuff, so I've been in competition, and it's really helped because you're one-on-one with the person trying to outshoot him each arrow. But what I've done over the years is I've kind of come, it's kind of like slow dance or a dance of steps, and I always tell myself, okay, here he comes, now get ready, take your time, take a nice deep breath, relax, put the pin on him, and squeeze, and aim. And I just say aim, I say aim until you hear the arrow hit the target, because therefore you haven't cheated the peak or anything. But you have to really keep that in mind. And like I said, we all get nervous. It wouldn't be no fun if we didn't get nervous. So that's what it's all about. But it's twice as much fun, and you go, it's like a wild roller coaster ride. But that's what makes buck hunting so fun. You hear the stories about buck fever. Well, that's what makes us all come back and want to do it again. He's coming straight at me. Here we go. Well, what a beautiful buck. What a beauty. Look at that ram. You know, talk about lucky. That buck was so close coming by me there, I was afraid that I wasn't going to get the shot. I caught a glimpse of him down there in the creek, and he was sneaking along that trail there, and must have been coming out of the bean fields, coming back to the bedding grounds here. Like I said, it's really neat that I had to wait on the shot there. He was so close there, I had to wait till he kind of turned, get a little bit of an angle there before I could make the right shot. This shot right here looks like it was a little high, but if you look, it entered there right behind the ribs and X's right here in the brisket, so didn't take in any bone. It went right through the bowler and probably the lungs and possibly the heart also on this. As I said again, he only went about 50 yards. As we talked earlier about waiting for the perfect shot, that's so important. Even myself there, I got a little excited because he was so close and I was so afraid he was going to run off, but I just waited and waited till he turned, and then I knew that I could take that arrow and put it right in the boiler room. So remember, like we talked about, sometimes it's best to wait because, well, look here, you can't have anything better than that.